Good evening, everyone, and welcome to what promises to be an enthralling race here at IMOLA. The first time we've come here as 7th Gear Racing. The first time IMOLA has been on a Formula 1 game since the F1 Championship Edition way back in 2007 on the PlayStation 3. And here we are 14 years later, returning to the iconic track, a driver's track, a favourite, not built for modern day F1 cars. So we could see a lot of action, especially in qualifying. We could see a lot of cars getting in the way of each other. Either way, it looks set to be a banger. And I don't know about you, but I am certainly looking forward to it. And you can see the weather at the moment looks like it's dry at the moment. No one seems to want to be the first person to head out on track. But a quick bit of admin first. You can see on, well, he's currently P19. Vegeta 26. Currently making his 7GR debut tonight. Filling in for Fitz, who unfortunately is once again having issues with his wheel, which Codemasters just don't really seem to acknowledge, unfortunately. But there we go, as we have someone willing to come out of the pits. And also at the top of your screen, you can see Zeno. That's right, Zeno is back for the first time since round 6 of last season. The first person on the track was a Red Bull. Who was it? It was Joel, making his second appearance in Tier 1 as an official Tier 1 driver. And note that the track limits are quite extreme around here. It's well, they're fair, but it's very, very easy to step out, run wide, and then validate your lap. And you know, this track, I'm sure the drivers have had a bit of practice, but you can always do a little bit more. As we can see, a couple of drivers are trying the mediums, which is a bit interesting. And of course, officially has 19 corners. Of course, it is quite a fast lap time. But of course, because it's the first time here, we've got no previous winners, we've got no previous pole times or pole records. Real life, the lap record is a 1:15.484. So as we ride with Joel, let's have a look at this iconic circuit. He doesn't take the green line. I think another obstacle, the pit exit, could be troublesome as a leap risk just ahead. He's in the way of Joel. Hopefully that hasn't affected Joel too much. Here we go at the quick left, right, turns 5 and 6 into turn 7. Another car on the left into turns 9, 10. Number 11 where George Russell crashed in real life. Yep, 12, 13. Onto what used to also be flat out in the old game 14 years ago, and now right down into 3rd gear, getting that line just right. Corners 14 and 15, get on that power nice and hard as we come down the hill into turn 16, down the left in 17, keep it wide up into 4th to turn 18. Nicely done as he crosses the line and he sets. Well, it looks like he may have invalidated it. So after all that, it looks like that's invalidated. One thing I have personally noted is that the track limit tyre wear is quite high around here. So, yeah, look out for that. There you go, Vaughan with 15.2, already broken Lewis Hamilton's lap record from 2020. Rulian goes second, half a second behind Vaughan. Zeno on those mediums. 1:16.7. Anyone else? There's a lot of drivers coming across the start-finishing line now. As we on board with Rain. He's also going for the mediums. Pro Gamer 1:44. Dear me. Obviously, a bit of a spin. Could see a lot of errors tonight. As I said earlier, the drivers getting used to this track. And you can see a lot of cars on track. I don't think there's anyone that could be all 20 on track. No, we've got 4 cars in the pits. No, they're all out on the track. All 20 drivers, so I wonder if Rain's coming. Rain sets a lap on the 1:16.0, so that's not too bad on those mediums. 8 tenths off the softs. The game delta reckons that the medium is 9 tenths off the pace of the soft. So, yeah, we should be in for a 2-stop strategy. A 1-stop does work, but it's good to do if you've got the tyre wear, but it's also a lot slower in terms of lap time. And you've got to be in it, and you've got to be confident of keeping that track position. There's only one DRS zone here. You've got to make it count. As we see Kieran as the first man into the 14s, the 14.702. How about Safe Mods? He's invalidated. Elite Risk, he's invalidated. We've got Origin Finn, he's invalidated. Anyone else on a fast lap? Nope. You see those bottom 6 drivers all kind of having to invalidate laps. You've got Pro Gamer who's done a second lap on his tyres and set a 15.3. Currently 6 tenths off the pace of Kieran. And Aros, who is impressive. Who's definitely in the form of his 7GR career currently. Sits in 4th at the moment, but obviously we're only in round 3. But if you go back, the last 6 races, 5 podiums, 3 of which were wins. So Aros finding a bit of form. He currently sits top of the driver standings with 45 points after 2 races. So he's looking very good to take the championship charge to Kieran, who of course who retired last week in Abu Dhabi. Jake's in 10th. Is he going for another lap? It looks like he is. He improves and does a 1:15.9. Just 1.2 off Kieran's time. So Kieran obviously is taken to this track like a duck to water. As Origin Finn looks like he's on a second lap on those medium tyres. Winnets as well. He's just starting his lap after invalidating his previous one. How about Fairlucy? How's he doing? He's coming into 11, 12 and 13. Looking good so far. Elite Risk. Oh, and we joined Safe Master at a bit too much curb on the chicane of turns 14 and 15. Thomas currently out on a lap. First time we've seen Thomas this season. He's missed the first 2 races, so he'll be hoping to make an impact. And of course, Thomas is also now in the wheel club, so he's ditched his pad and he is on the wheel. So don't expect the Thomas from seasons 1 to 4, unless of course he is taken to it like a pro that we know he is. Right, when it's he has evaded Lucy. Oh no! Looked like he was about to spin, but the lag seems to have disagreed. Right then, it looks like Fury Knights is on a lap. He is. He's currently just under 3 tenths up on his previous time. We'll ride it with Fury as he comes up to turns 9 and 10. Liking those curves. Nicely done. It's so hard to get that corner right. You can easily send it into the wall. He's doing very well Taking a lot of that curb, going down into second gear to get the extra turn. Where can he put his Williams? He's got cars ahead of him. Hopefully they'll be able to get out of the way. He comes around the last corner. Oh, he's run wide, but he's got away with the track limits. And Fiornites crosses the line and he goes second. The second man into the 14s, 1:14.810, just a tenth behind Kieran. So Kieran's got some competition. Aurelian there, down in 7th, currently a second off the pace. He's gone through Sector 1, currently going through Sector 2 now, going through everyone's favourite. Let's see what Aurelian does here, down into 3rd gear as well. Let's check what he does into the chicane of 14 and 15. How low would he go? Down into 2nd again, get that extra turn. The good thing about this track is it is quite grippy. So for all you zero traction users out there, it's quite a good track to learn. Get that beautifully done by Aurelian. He goes up to 4th. But, I don't know if you saw it on your screens, but Elite Risk is now the 3rd man into the 14s. Just, what's that, 13 hundredths of a second behind Kieran. What a great lap that was from Elite Risk. Elite Risk, along with Aros, is the 2 pole setters for this season. Unfortunately, the race hasn't gone quite as well for him. He's not in the top 6 after 2 rounds, but of course, there's still 10 rounds to go. Anyone can do anything. Pro Gamer then, currently in 6th position on a 1:15.3. A lot of drivers. So it looks like Thomas invited his lap, so it doesn't look like he... Well, it's got a rain! Look at that! A 1:14.4! What a lap! I tell you what, he came in with confidence last week, didn't he? He goes, let me drive, I'm fast. And he had a mixed race in Abu Dhabi. But look at that, he has completely lit the timesheets up with that lap. Almost 3 tenths faster than reigning champion Kieran. That is going to take some beating. Very, very good lap there. Faster than my time trial. Right, so we just got 3 drivers in yet to do a lap, and Winnets has already invalidated that lap. Safe Master looks like he's in a better position. He hasn't invalidated just yet as he negotiates the chicane in 4th gear. Very brave, but if he can get away with it, why not? As he comes down to turn 17 and 18, very hard to get perfect. Doing well. Where will he fit in? He goes 13th. Safe Master, he's had a decent start to the season. Currently joint 4th in the standings. Safe Master, Fury and Pro Gamer all sitting on 16 points. So a good start to the season so far for Safe Master. How's Winnets doing? He's invalidated his lap again. Not a good afternoon so far for Winnets. Rain back in the pits and after his lap. Pro Gamer is pitting after going up to 4th. Anyone on track? Aros is on track, but he's almost 2 seconds down on his lap time, so I imagine he'll be on a warm down lap possibly. Joel has invalidated his lap. Here we go again. No, he is pitting, but Joel looking good there in 7th position. Aurelian down in 7th. He's invalidated his lap. Oh, and he's gone. Well, that's not going to help your tyres, Aurelian. Yeah, no. So who do we join? We'll join on Vaughan, shall we? Currently on a 15.2. Looks like he's on a warm down lap to me. That didn't seem too fast, but no, he is. No, that's not a fast one. So we'll go with Origin Vin. That looks more committed, doesn't it? Look at that. Coming into turns 5 and 6 now. Oh, just keeping it within the limits. Down, up into turn 7, I should say. Down to 2nd gear, very interesting. as he climbs up the hill through turns 8. Now into turn 9. The two left-handers of 9 and 10. Oh, he's wide and he's invalidated. And that is how easy it is to invalidate a lap. Unfortunate there for Finn, as looks like Zeno has just got himself into the top 10 by 1:15.5. Zeno in the red Ferrari tonight. Teamed with Bashka, who we haven't seen tonight. Currently down in 13th. Jake, our Lord and Saviour, down there in 14th. Currently the second half of the pole position time as it stands. What about Vegeta then on his debut? How's he doing? He is on a lap. Yep, 16-0 so far. A lot of room for improvement. Let's see what he can do. Xeno's retired. He's done enough for the day. And the final corner. Can he improve? He does by almost a second, and it takes him up into 7th position. A great lap there by Vegeta. Putting himself in the mix for the race. Just Thomas and Winnets now, yet to set a lap. Both on their outlaps as we sit. Vaughn just starting another lap. What about Kagura yet? We haven't seen him today. Down there in 13th position, a bit off the pace at the moment. And this lap looks a bit slow, so yep, he is pitting. So he'll have one more try, I imagine. What about Fitzy then? Another driver we haven't seen today. Currently going around turn 7. Looks like he's coming up to some traffic. We'll hopefully stay out the way. Well done, Thomas. Let's see. Fitzy is able to... Looks like he's going a bit slower than usual. So I don't think this is a fast lap. Having said that, maybe it's just my eyes going a bit funny. So we now have 6 drivers in the 14s. Pro Gamer there, Fury Knights there, Aros now into the 114s. Traffic all over the place. With a short lap, it was always going to happen. So Fitzy, can he improve on a 16-0? No, he's well off the pace. So hopefully this will now be a second run for him. What about Thomas then? Let's ride on board with our season 1, 2, 3 champion. Let's see how committed he is. How is he enjoying this wheel? Let's take a look, shall we? Down 4 gears. Keeping left. Not using too much curb. Turn 7. Looking decent so far. He's kept it within the white lines, the lap counts as it stands. Just got away with it there as well. Going into turns 11, 12, 13. He keeps it in the white stuff. The last tricky corner of the lap. Very tidy from Thomas, very good. As the drivers now, this will be Thomas's one and done lap. It's looking positive so far as he comes in on the last corner. Well, second to last corner, because this counts as a corner. And what can Thomas do? A 15.3, which puts him in 11th position. So, a good position. If you're not going to qualify in the top 10, 11th is where you want to be. As Rain has done his final lap. A lot of drivers crossing the line now. Next one across the line is the Red Bull of Joel. He is a little bit up on his time. Can he improve? He does improve. He goes above Vegeta to 8th position. Next across the line is the Alpine. I can't seem to find him. Come on. Too late. A lot of drivers making mistakes. Pressure getting to them. Kieran's finished. He went faster, but he couldn't dislodge Rain. So Rain currently looking for that pole position. Elite Risk has invaded his lap, so he's done. So now it's up to Aurelian, and he's invalidated. What about Alros? He's invalidated. So, in his second race in 7GR, IXR Rain has taken pole position off 3 different pole setters in 3 races. That is what we like to see. It looks like it's just Safe Master on a lap. He won't be improving, he's 25 seconds down. So, yep, that is your order. Not a bad qualifying session. A few shocks, as we saw Thomas drop down to 12th in the end. Definitely a turn up for the books to see Rain up there on pole position. Backed up his bravado of last week, saying that he was fast. A tenth ahead of Kieran. 3 tenths clear of elite risk. And with Aros in 7th, we are looking. It's shaping up to be a fantastic race. Whoops. Right then. Here we are, the rundown of qualifying. Mr. Rain takes his first pole position with a 1:14.4. Fantastic lap there from Rain. Kieran just a 10th up in second position. We got Risk in 3rd, Pro Gamer 4th, Aurelian 5th, Fury Knight 6th, Aros 7th, Joel 8th, Vegeta 9th, and Vaughn rounds up the top 10. So then, hopefully, it sounds like we've got a wet race, and we have! Ho ho! So this is definitely going to make things a lot more interesting. This is uncharted territory for everyone. Oof. So who will this favour them? If we go into Race Director, how heavy is the rain? It's all intermediates, so not quite heavy rain. I'd say either way, it's that's definitely thrown the cat amongst the pigeons. We are readying up at 20:56, so I will give you guys a break from my lovely voice, and I will see you in 2 minutes. Right then, the session is a go. The weather radar says it's clearing up, but not until the end of the race. So we have a race which will be the majority wet. But first, of course, we have the formation lap, which will be going in the next 10 to 15 seconds. Of course, I must remind myself that there is a red light glitch, so they don't go out straight away. The timer is done, and nothing is changing. There we go. There we go. Oh, look at that! Very slippery. As rain gets us underway for the... Oh, he's almost spinning on the formation lap. Well, that was very close to the wall. So you can see the game predicts that these intermediate tyres will last the whole race. That's if it doesn't dry up, of course. Be interested to see if that does happen. So, qualifying, I rounded up the top 10. While we're waiting for the cars to go around, we will focus on the bottom 11. So when it's the first man, he's in 11th. Thomas there in 12th position. I'm sure he's loving the rain. He used to love the rain on the pad, so I'm sure he's going to love it even more on the wheel. Phil Lucy in 13th position. I'm sure a desync is coming soon. His car certainly is jumping about all over the place already. Zeno in 14th. Looking for a positive result on his return. Safe Master down there in 15th. I'm sure he would have wanted to do a much better qualifying than that. Jake down there in 16th, who one of the few drivers on the grid who has actually put a wet setup on. So could we see Jake go up through the field? Kegoniak in 17th. Looks like he's back there, having failed to start or get going. He's warming those tyres up nice though, isn't he? Origin Finn is next. He is in 18th position. We've got Bashka in 19th. And bring up the rear of the field is Fitzy. I'll tell you what. Kegoniak being down all the way back there could cause a problem because... Oh, and Rain spun on the formation lap. I'm not too sure how that can happen, but there you go. This is going to be interesting because Kegoniak's going to... You can see how fast he's going, but he's going to have the warmest tyres of them all. As we wait for him, the cars are all lined up now, so we're waiting for Kegoniak to come back to the back. He's finally made it. But Rain has been sitting there an awful long time. But, so now, as Kegoniak lines up on the grid, we wait for the red lights to do their thing. And we are... Go! No. Are we? We go now. Jesus, even the audio started, but Vaughan's got a drive-through penalty. So looks like there's a... Everyone's got away well off the line, looks like it. Bashka's already jumped up 3 paces. Ray managed to keep his lead in turn 1. The top 4, as you were. Fruinites is up a place up to 5th. Aurelian has lost his place. Vaughan will now have a drive-through penalty after a jump on the start. Thomas up into 10th already. They're loose up into 11th position. It's Alros, who's the biggest loser down there. He's lost 7 places off the start. What happened to Alros? Bashka, the big winner so far, up 3 places. And Alros has lost another position. Has he got damage? We didn't see any spins. But he's certainly not enjoying... Maybe he didn't like these cold tyres, but he's certainly struggling at the moment. Looking at getting past Safe Master. Not a good start for our current leader of the championship. Back at the front, Rain. He's the second leader already on Kieran. Rain loving these conditions, as one might predict. Having a name like that. We've seen Pro Gamer, he's overtaken Elite Risk, he's done to at the start, so Pro Gamer up into third. Pro Gamer in the last two races starting to look like a bit like the old Pro Gamer. Oh, and that's a Red Bull in the background going round, it's Joel. And he has lost his wing. And that is unfortunate, the first person. And just luckily for Joel is right next to the pits. But Vaughan, of course, doing his drive-through. That's terrible up there for Joel. And look at that. Rain is already a second and a half ahead of Kieran. And if Kieran can't keep up, then what chance of the rest of the field got? Almost over a second and a half now, almost 2 seconds. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Is that Vaughan? Is he spun coming out of the pits? I'm not sure. And Fear Lucy looks like he's already desynced. It never fails, does it? We love you, Codemasters. Anyway, it looks like all the cars are starting to spread out here as they get used to the conditions. I'm not too sure how many drivers would have practiced a wet setup or practiced doing any kind of wet running, but unfortunately, it looks like the game's had a bit of a glitch because we've got a permanent yellow flag down there, and we've got spinners at the chicane as Fear Lucy and Winnets. It looks like something's happened down there at turn 14. A lot of drives all over the place. There's dropping and changing all over the place. No point going to tyres just yet because we know everyone's on intermediates. So we'll keep on the position change. It looks like Kieran's made a mistake and Pro Gamer is going to have a look up the inside. And he does. Pro Gamer up into second position. Kieran really not liking these conditions, but a little wiggle gives Kieran a run up into turn 7. As the yellow flags continue to come out in sector 3 and sector 2. I hope this doesn't affect the racing if people try and overtake each other. But Pro Gamer, 3 seconds is the gap now to Rain up front. So looks like it's going to take a lot of effort to catch this guy. We've got Fury Nuts up there in 5th. Currently the next man behind Elite Risk. Aurelian in 6th. Looks like he had an average start. Vegeta up there in 7th position on his 7GR debut. Thomas up to 8th. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Currently almost 3 seconds behind Vegeta. But don't underestimate how hard the wet is the first time you drive it on the wheel. He's got Zeno right behind him. There's no DRS, of course, so it's going to be extremely hard to overtake it until it dries up. But if it dries up, that's if it dries up, of course. Aros making his way back up to the field. He's back up into 10th now. As we see Bashka pit. Does he need a new wing? He does. A new wing for Bashka. He's had a off somewhere as he falls down the field. Fear Lucy looks like he's near Winnets. So he is down the field, but he's not last. The gap seems to have stabilised a little bit as Pro Gamer seems to have matching the pace of Rain. We have 4 laps in now. Kieran has managed to stay onto the back of Pro Gamer. And it's as you were. The race seems to have settled down now. Gaps starting to form. You would say the next battle on track is for 8th position, where we have Thomas battling out with Zeno and Aros. Thomas, of course, still unfamiliar. Pro Gamer then setting the fastest lap of the race, so he's pulled that gap down, and Fear Lucy has retired. Is he retired at the chicane? Yeah, and we have a safety car. So yeah, there you go. Fear Lucy up the hill, retired, and that will bring Vaughan and Joel and Bashka back into play. And that will eradicate all of Rain's hard work. And of course give them these tyres a bit of a respite. But I'll tell you what, if you're at the back of the field, I was going to say, if you're at the back of the field, it's a good time to pit. Put some fresh tyres on. Because if these do go to the end, then you've got a good chance of having, well, you've got a good chance of having 5 laps younger tyres than everyone else. And that could come in, clutch in a race like today. As we see Vaughan in the pit for a natural stop this time. The second time he's been through the pits today. He is now last on track. So then, the big winners so far, obviously we've seen Pro Gamer up to second position. It'd be good to see if he can keep with Rain once the safety car decides to go in. The next big winner is, of course, Thomas, who's up 4th places. Zeno is up 3 places. Auros is down 3 from his grid position. Not a good start for him. And then Safe Master, Jake, both up 4 places. We've got Origin Finn up 5. Okay, Gorniak down there in 14th. He's not having a good weekend so far, is he? Possibly one of the drivers who's unable to get much practice in. But Rain yet to now catching up to the safety car. And those tyres will now go very... God, and Fitzy has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I don't know how one does that, but it's happened nonetheless. Let's have a look. Fastest lap so far, so going to take a look down the field. It's currently Pro Gamer. Oh, well, look at that. It's not by a lot, is it? Very close. But there, those 2 laps. 4 temps up on Kieran. Elite Risk, the other man, up in the 25s. Everyone else, low 26s. Like you can see, 26-1, 0, 2, 1, 1, 2. Very close in the top 10 between everyone, which is what we love to see. Right now, so not too much to talk about at the moment, is there? Not a lot has gone on. This reminds me of Turkey. A boring wet race? Never. So you imagine the safety car will probably have another 1, possibly 2 laps, as the drivers at the back look to catch up to the back of the field. Another thing I forgot to mention is ERS. ERS is very hard to manage around here. It's very hard to recover it. You know, if you don't use it, you don't get a lot back. So you've got to be very very careful with what you use, because you can find yourself very easily out of ERS very quickly. Oh, and Rain's gone off the track, and I apologise, I wasn't paying attention. He's gone off track, and Pro Gamer has taken advantage here. Will Rain try and get back up into the lead? I think safety car rules state that he now has to stay in second position, so that's a fair overtake from Pro Gamer, and the safety car is now in this lap, so Pro Gamer is now the leader. Rain has thrown it away. So the drivers now will try their best to warm their tyres up. As the safety car isn't in yet. I wouldn't go just yet, Pro Gamer. Here we go. He is off, and he's caught Rain right behind. He's caught Rain napping. Look at that. Rain was already second half off. What is Rain up to? He's certainly asleep there. And he's going to come under attack by Kieran going into turn 2. They're side by side. They're going to have cold tyres. Who's going to be the last one on the brakes? It's Rain. Just about. He keeps holding that P2, but he's certainly struggling. As Kieran once again looking up the inside of turn 5 now. Thinks against it. And look at that. Pro Gamer already has a 2-second lead. Rain absolutely asleep there at the start. And look at that. His car's wiggling now. He's all over the place. Shocking start. Restart for Rain. He now needs to claw that lead back. His lead was about 3 seconds, wasn't it, before the safety car came in. So he's lost a net 5 seconds. Oh dear. So not much else to talk about. It looks like Hegoniak are coming together. He's down in 17th position now. Joel, who was running high, is 16th. Thomas gets a 3-second penalty for track limits. Expect to see a lot of drivers doing that today. I'm surprised there isn't even more. But as the drivers filter through for their first lap, Pro Gamer sets the fastest lap of the race with a 25.3. And Kieran looks like he's settled back into 3rd. He's now a second behind Rain, so it looks like Rain is certainly up in the ante now. He realises he's made a mistake, and he is. Pro Gamer must have made a mistake because he's reeled him right in, hasn't he? Is that Kegoniak? Is he pitting? No, he's just made a mistake. And Kegoniak now down into last position. He's having an absolute nightmare. Kegoniak overtaken by his teammate and Bashika. Currently fighting it out for the wooden spoon, these three. As the field starts to spread out once again. As we currently follow Elite Risk, who's sitting nicely in full position. Currently ahead of Fury Knights, who's currently ahead of Rudian. That's very well for Rudian. That is. That'll likely be a. And we've got another spinner. The chicane. It's Winnets currently facing the wrong way. No, the right way. Sorry, the camera just had me confused there. As Pro Gamer sets another faster lap of the race. So it looked like Rain was having a good time, but it looks like Rain's obviously lost a bit of time there in the 3rd sector because he rode him in quite a lot there, didn't he? Anyway, Aros down there in 10th position, the current championship leader. Currently sitting still behind. Oh, and Zeno's made a mistake, and that's allowed Aros up into 9th position. Zeno, wheel on the grass, and losing 2 positions. Shame for Zeno. Currently coming under attack from Jake now. Jake's wet setup, not currently doing too well for him. And Jake is now coming under attack from Origin Finn. And that is an overtake. Origin Finn, Jake. Obviously, napping a little bit there. Taking his focus off. Right then, Pro Game up top. The gap has come down by half a second this time. So let's see if Rain can actually stay. 1.3 now. So will Rain now set the fastest lap of the race? If he's kept it clean, he should do. There you go, a 24.7 from Rain. So Rain is the fastest man on track now. Let's have a quick look. There you go. Look. So, not by a lot, is it? By 600ths. Well, 10 hundredths of a second. That's even a thing. The gap is coming down. And Kieran obviously not enjoying these conditions so far. He's fallen almost 2 seconds behind Rain now. So We know Kieran is the master of the dry conditions in the F1 game. Ray, not so much so far. Elite Risk keeping him honest there. Elite Risk will be happy with his performance so far. He's dropped Fury Knights by 1.5 seconds now. Who in turn has dropped Aurelian by 1 second. Aurelian has Vegeta for company, and Thomas keeping tabs. It looks like Thomas is coming to grips with the rain here. You can see behind Fury Knights, it's all very close. Aros, Aurelian, cut the chicane there, gets his first 3 seconds of the day. Safe Master is starting to fall back from the pack now. 1.5 seconds behind Aros. He currently has Zeno behind him, who made that mistake. A couple of laps to go as we've got another yellow flag, and it looks like it's Vaughn this time, who's gone spinning up the chicane. It's a tough time for the Hasses today, down there in the 17th and 19th. If you look at that, the gap is now down to just over 1 second. And that looks like that's a mistake from Bro Gamer, and that is going to open the door for Rain. Will he go around the outside of turn 7? No, he does not. But will he get the traction? Look how close he got to there. Very tricky conditions out there. Both running with limited ERS now. Fitzy now latest time. Has to get a 3 second penalty. How close can Rain get around here? Rain looking much more comfortable in these conditions. As we've got another yellow flag, and it's Safe Master who's retired. Looks like he's gone off where George Russell binned it in real life, and that's such a shame for Safe Master. And we've got another safety car. So the second safety car of the day. As Safe Master does a George and into the wall. Still got 18 runners in. 12 laps into the race. This race is so now as we approach halfway of the race, I think this will be a good... This is where the back runners would probably, as I said earlier, go put on a fresh set of tyres. It's still raining. As we see Zeno and Fitzy both pit for a fresh set of tyres. A new front wing for Zeno as well. So obviously he's got a bit of damage from somewhere. What about Fitzy? Nope, just Fitzy get rid of his 5 second time penalty. And a new set of boots that will last him to the end of the race. If it doesn't dry up, of course. And Kagoniak having a terrible time. Currently a minute off the lead. He's obviously just pitted, so he's gonna have to go some if he wants to catch that safety car back up. At least if he does catch that safety car up, his tyres will be nice and warm, so maybe he can take advantage that way. And Rain's made another mistake under the safety car, and this time he loses a position to Kieran. Oh dear, Rain. He's throwing it away, isn't he? He's doing his best to not win, isn't he? And that's another position lost for Rain under the safety car. He must be super frustrated with himself, because now he was catching Pro Gamer, but now he's got to retake Kieran, which of course is no easy feat. Well, you really got to wait for a mistake from your opponent before overtaking. We've seen Rain have a lot of speed today, so if anyone can overtake around here, it will be him. So, while we traverse this safety car period, we'll do a quick rundown of the race order. So, Pro Gamer, still your race leader, up 3 places from his starting position, having a good race so far. Kieran up in P2, currently obviously where he started, having a bit of an off race for Kieran. He's certainly not showing the blistering pace we've known him for. Rain up there in 3rd, as we've discussed. Elite Risk having a good race in 4th position there. Fury Knights, another one up there in 5th position, having a good race. He is currently flanked by Aurelian in his Mercedes. Vegeta, 7th on his debut at the moment, having a good race so far. RL Thomas, our 3-time champion Thomas, is currently running in 8th position. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Any progress with the wheel is progress in the early days. Aros up in 9th position now, still 2 places down from his starting position. He's got work to do if he wants to stay at the top of the leaderboard. Origin Finn now in 10th position, the last points paying position. Jake in 11th, the as I've said before, one of the few guys to have put a wet setup on. Not doing a big job for him so far, but he is up 5 places, so he's made up a few positions. Joel down in 12th position after starting 8th. Bashir up 6 places. These are the guys now that have had a bit of a tough race so far. Joel the first, a bit of a tough one. Born up in 14th. Of course, they were running 17th and 19th a minute ago, and they're now running 14th and 18th. So, improvement for Vaughan. You got Winnets in 15th position. You've got Zeno in 16th. It looked like Vaughan went off the track there for a second. Zeno, having made a pit stop for a new nose, he is... Oh, and something's gone wrong here. What's happened to Origin Finn? He's gone up into 6th position. He's now given the position back. I'm not too sure what will happen there, but that's a bit worrying there. Hopefully all order has been restored, I believe, as the pack is now bunched up. So you imagine the safety car will come in this lap. Of course, the last safety car restart, we saw Pro Gamer get a massive jump on Rain, who made a mistake. Can he do the same to Kieran? Or can Kieran do it to Rain? Lap 15 now. The track looks like it is. Obviously, the rain is still coming down, but the track doesn't look super wet. But then, of course, that just could be the way the track looks in the wet. There's not a lot of puddles, what I can see. So, definitely not wet. There's a big rail. I wouldn't do that for a game, you might blow your engine. As we get confirmation that the safety car is in this lap. So as I like to say it with me, Pro Gamer becomes the safety car elect. So, can he mimic what he did last time? It'll be... And Winnets is retired. Winnets has gone off at the chicane. Oh dear, that's a terrible thing for Winnets. It's not what we want to see. So, Pro Gamer then. He gets a jump on Kieran. Look at that, he's 6 steps ahead. Not as much as last time, but he's still ahead. Obviously, the yellow flag is set to free. Safety car won't come back again, I hope. No, it does not. So, look at that. Pro Gamer keeps the lead up into turn 2. No position swapping just yet. Everyone single file through the first couple of corners. No one really attacking each other. I think it's probably sensible in these conditions. Everyone keeping it clean. Well done, lads. As Zeno will want to go back up the order. But of course, a lot of these guys have fresh rubber now. So if we have a look at these tyre lives, you can see everyone from 1st to 11th have been on their tyres 15 laps now. And of course, you've got Joel who pitted on lap 2. Vaughan got 5 own tyres, and you've got Zeno and Fitzy are the 2 guys in the driving seat here. And apparently Kate Gorniak's tyres are 15 laps old. So that's odd. Either way, the 2 men in the who should be faster than everyone else at the moment is Zeno and Fitzy. It'll be interesting to see if these guys can actually do anything about it, as Fitzy gets all out of shape on chicane. Pro Gamer then into the lead, and it looks like Rain is closing in on Kieran. Can he make a move at all? Into turn 2, he's going to go for it. He will be the late breaker, but no, he pulls out the last second. And it looks like he goes for a second there, Kieran. I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. Let's see how close Rain will get around here. And it looks like Origin Finn has overtaken Thomas. Thomas has fallen down the field as Thomas made a mistake. I believe he has, because he's now coming under pressure from John. And Thomas down in 12th position now. That's promoted Aros up to 8th position. Oh, and that's a Haskell all out of shape, and it almost ended up in the wall as the cars are all fighting over the same piece of track. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and that's Fitzy going off track, and oh dear me. Be careful there. These conditions aren't going to be favourable at all, as we see Joel slipping down the field now. And Kieran gets his first penalty of the race. Apparently losing ground to Pro Gamer now. Rain just closing right behind him. Let's see if Rain can get him. He looks a little bit closer this time. He's using that ERS. He's got slightly less, but looks like Kieran has him covered so far. Kieran obviously getting the better traction out of the last corner this time. But no overtake this time. Zeno, look at that. Zeno up into 12th position now. So he's making those tyres work for him. His next target is, of course, Thomas. But first he's got to fend off Bashika, his teammate. As they navigate turns 2, 3 and 4. As Fury Knights becomes the latest man to extend the track limits one too many times. Oh dear. Right then. Rain still really close to Kieran. How close can he get around here? Can't get too close. Otherwise you'll just knock your nose off. As Pro Gamer not pulling away as fast as he was before. The gap's still just over a second. So if Rain can get past Kieran, then he's surely on for the win, as Fury Knights gets another time penalty. Two in quick succession there for Fury Knights. Obviously having a bad lap. As we see Kay Gorniak now. Looks like he's recovering. He's up into 13th position now. Well done, you, sir. Doesn't look like there's going to be any overtaken. If anything, Fury Knights is currently coming under pressure from Aurelian, but again, the short nature of the track means that overtaking is very hard, and it looks like the rain is still coming down. It looked like it had stopped for a second there. So the Fury Knights train is a go with Aurelian, Vegeta, Aros, all in close proximity, wanting that 5th position. Origin Finn 2.5 seconds behind Aros. He is pulled away from Jake, who's now 2 seconds behind Origin Finn, and he is looks like he's coming under pressure from Thomas, who looks like he's got his bearings back. But the rain's coming down, but the track is looking a lot drier now. So I think we will see dry tyres at some point, as Vaughan overtakes Gorniak as Gorniak makes a mistake. And what's going on here? Oh, what is that camera? What is going on? As it looks like Jake's made a mistake. I think the camera worked looking a bit. I think Kay Gorniak must have a lot of lag, because his car's jumping backwards and forwards. Yeah, something's definitely not right with the connection. As we go back to the front, Rain once again not able to get close enough to Kieran to get past him. Of course, the freshness of the tyres is gone now, so these guys have really got to look after if they want to make it to the dry conditions. As we see Kieran also lagging a bit and getting his second track extension. So Kieran after 6 seconds of penalty. So he's got to be careful, Kieran. He could be tumbling down the order if there's a late safety car. As Origin Finn is the latest man to track extend. currently the man with the most position gains, currently up to 9th position from 18th. Alright then, what about Fury Knights and Aurelian? Can Aurelian do anything about Fury Knights? You would sense that if Aurelian could get past Fury, then he could go a little bit faster. But, proving to be very tricky to pass as Aurelian gets a horrible exit out of the 14-15 chicane. And that's given Fury Knights a bit of breathing space, as that allows Vegeta to come close. And we've got a yellow flag by the chicane. Who's it this time? As Rain is into the pits. So, are we seeing a gamble, or is it fresh inters? It's softs! Here we go then. It sounds like, I said the track was drying, didn't I? Fury Knights in the softs, orange and thin. Mediums. Interesting choice there. So, let's stay with Rain, shall we? What kind of grip will he have coming out of the pits? Very shaky coming out. He's got to get those tyres up to temperature. We're right on board to see how confident he is. Whoa, is it a lap too early for the softs? Look at that. He's a lot of wiggling. Yeah, looks like the softs are working okay. It looks like Inters is still just about the right tyre. He's able to get it slowed down though. So he's doing alright. As we see, is that Origin Finn having a spin? It is. Those medium, he's not enjoying those medium tyres. Fury Knights looks like he's enjoying the softs. It looks like the track, oh look at that, and Rain is coming under pressure from Kate Gorniak. Those softs clearly not working just yet. They need to get these softs up to temperature pretty fast, otherwise this could be the race thrown away. And look at that, at the top, well, we missed it. Kieran has got past Pro Gamer. Pro Gamer has made a mistake somewhere, and Kieran is up into the lead of the Grand Prix. As the track dries out, Kieran remembers that he's one of the fastest in the league, and here he is then in the lead of the Grand Prix. He won the first race of the season, of course, in Mexico, but DNF last week, so he's sitting on 25 points. Brilliant. So these guys haven't pitted yet. First of the soft runners, of course, is Rain, and he is 3.5 seconds ahead of Fury Knights. As we've got another yellow flag, as that Aurelian, oh no! Aurelian's had a spin at turn 12 and 13, and that is such a shame for Aurelian, who's had a good start to the season. 4 podiums in the last 6 races, Aurelian. Unfortunately, I think unless we get a safety car, well, there's some more shenanigans, I think unfortunately that is Aurelian's chance for a podium gone, as he comes under attack from Bashika. How hard will he fight? Hopefully not too hard. You know, he's got to come in for a pit as he runs wide, trying to defend that position, as Fury gets another 3-second penalty. And that's Zeno in the pits now. Surely it's pitting for softs. The DRS hasn't been enabled yet, so it's still wet enough for DRS to be on, but softs it is, as Rain now sets the fastest lap. Rain is the fastest man on track. The softs are starting to work. The strategy is starting to pay off. And if it pays off for Rain, maybe we could see a huge undercut from Fury. Can Fury undercut Kieran and Pro Gamer? And Pro Gamer must have some kind of issue, because he's fallen 2 seconds behind Kieran. Maybe it's Kieran's pace in the dry that's coming in clutch, but either way, the intermediate runners are starting to struggle. As we can see, Aros now all over the back of Vegeta. Will these guys pit now? Surely they've got to pit. They can't get into the race. And Kieran does pit. What about Pro Gamer? Yep, they're all pitting now. The softs are obviously the right tyre to be on as Vegeta gets his first penalty and he stays out. Perhaps Vegeta going for the glory of being in the lead on his debut. But is that a potential mistake? As now we see. So where will Rain come out? Rain coming around the last corner now, being held up by Fitzy, but able to get past. It's going to be close, but I think Rain is going to come out in the lead here as he sets the first level 1:23.1, and he does. He comes ahead of Pro Gamer, and no, Kieran is able to look at that 7/10. Oh, Kieran's got to get those tyres up to scratch, up to temperature, I should say. Sorry, but Kieran, Rain unable to undercut. So it seems that Rain may have gone a couple of laps too early. But it was going to be... Oh, no, Rain's in the wall. He spun it again. Oh, no. Oh, what terrible... Terrible for Rain. Has he got damage? It doesn't look like he's got damage. It doesn't look like there's any end plates missing. Vaughn's retired. Excuse me. And the safety car is out. So look at that. A free stop, essentially, for Vegeta, whose extra lap here may well bag him a lot of points. He will obviously pit for his softs, but that will give Kieran the lead now. And we have our third safety car of the afternoon. It'll be really interesting to see where Vegeta does filter out, and if Rain has got any damage, the safety car will nullify the pain he will take. But if he does pit, then that could see him outside the points. Everyone, I imagine, is so pretty much everyone on softs now, apart from Origin, Finn and Bashka on those mediums. Vegeta, though, is up in 5th position. So a great strategy there. A bold decision to stay out, and it's paid off. As he's jumped, obviously he's taken over Rain, but Origin, I think he's jumped Origin. He jumped someone else as well. I can't remember who it was. It may well, and Aros, he's a bit of luck for Aros. Finds himself now up in the 6th position. What I'll do is I'll just let these pit stops play out, and then we'll just have a quick run through of the order. Because Origin Finn looks like he's finishing off those mediums for a set of fresh softs. Will he get out ahead of Bashika? No, it looks like Origin Finn will come out in last position. He does indeed. But he's got the freshest soft tyres. So the Alpine driver, fresh softs, but down in last position. And they've got a lot of way to catch up as well. But at the moment, it'll be interesting to see now who's got the pace in the dry. We saw that Rain was the quickest in the wet conditions. So who will come up top now? So then, now the order has settled down a bit. We'll do a quick rundown. So Kieran then is now your race leader. Pro Gamer is 2nd position, Elite in rounds up the podium position, so he's up there in 3rd position. He's about there. He's been there all race, so good consistent race there. Fury Knights in 4th position now as they come around turn 7. That's a nice view, isn't it? Oh, damn. Oh. Whoops. Wrong button. Anyway. Vegeta is 5th position. Aros in 6th. Rain down in 7th, so he didn't lose too much. Obviously, the win could be beyond him now, but I wouldn't rule out a podium with the amount of pace he's been showing today. Zeno, oh, it looks like Elite Risk, because he had a... Oh no, Elite Risk has spun it under the safety car, and he's lost his wing. Oh no, I've cursed it. And the safety car's in, so it goes from bad to worse for Elite Risk. Excuse me. And that is absolute terrible luck for Elite Risk, who's obviously spun it. Will now effectively be last once he pits. So now Kieran becomes the safety car. Ooh, and it looks like Pro Gamers hit him under the safety car. It looks like they've got away with it for now, as Kieran has gone. Oh, and there's the 5-second penalty as Fitzy hits someone. And Pro Gamer looks like he can't quite keep up, but Fitzy is in the pits. That's Elite Risk in the pits to get rid of that nose. Rayner's got past Aros on the restart. So, looking good there. Jake after 8th, catching thing, and Aros. Oh, and Rayner's gone down a bit more, is he? Yeah, he's lost a few more positions. He's up into 6th position now. Looking good. Oh. Exciting restart here as Pro Gamer is failing to get those tyres warmed up, and he's going to come under pressure from Fury Knights. Something's happened to Pro Gamer because he is well off the pace. He's lost 2 seconds already. He must have some kind of undercar damage, because that's almost 3 seconds in one lap now. And Fury Knights is sniffing 2nd position here, as we see Rain DNF. Oh no, it was going so well for him, and he's gone off. That is such a shame for a guy who looked like he could have had the pace to win this race. As it stands, Kieran is now your leader, 3.5 seconds in one lap. Pro Gamer coming under attack now. Into turn 2, will Fury stick his nose up there? Fury goes for the outside line, but Pro Gamer is wise to that. His line is compromised a little bit. Pro Gamer keeps it for now, as again Fury attacks him. But Pro Gamer keeps that 2nd position for now, as the order's changing. We've seen Jake come up and down. Elite Risk isn't last. Fitzy's currently got that honour. But Pro Gamer has now lost 2nd position. He's gonna, if he's not careful, Vegeta's gonna get him here. As the cars are going side by side, and Vegeta is up into a podium position. Oh, and oh, he spun it! Oh, Vegeta! Always the prince, never the king. I'm sorry, Vegeta. You'll get Kakarot one day. Oh, what a shame. Right then. So that promotes Kurigama back up into 3rd, and Aros, who was having a difficult race up until this point, is now sees himself up into 4th position, as we have another yellow flag, as it looks like Elite Risk is having another off. I'm so sorry. And Aros up into 3rd position now. Pro Gamer obviously has some kind of damage, because he's sinking like a lead balloon. As Zeno now goes for the 3rd position. Zeno now in the 3rd position. He's taking the podium back off Aros. Oh, what a return this will be for Zeno, if he can get himself onto the podium here in Tier 1. Pro Gamer really come under attack now. Aurelian now takes 5th position off him. Thomas will be the next person. He'll lose a position 2. What a shame for Pro Gamer. He was looking on for maybe the win, but obviously I think he must have ridden the bump too much and got some kind of car damage, because you don't go from almost winning. But look at that, just look at the speed difference just coming off that corner. Obviously you can't go too wide into this corner. Pro Gamer, for his troubles, now gets another time penalty. And Thomas now looking to make his way up into 6th position now. Pro Gamer doesn't have DRS, so we'll see how powerful it is. How easy can Thomas get past? DRS is open. Thomas goes to the inside. Progema covering off the racing line. Thomas up into 6th position. And Progema, well, now he's come under attack. Only lost the position of Joel as well. So Progema really, he's going to be lucky to score a point at this rate, as now Jake is the next man to potentially attack Progema. Be a bit careful, Jake. You can probably sense he's got damage. Up into turn 7. The hairpin. Can Jake do anything into these corners? I think he would be a brave man to do anything around here. But look, you can see just the speed difference. Progema's already at the second half behind Joel. So Jake sniffing that 8th position. Progema getting a bit of traction out of that one. Into the chicanes we go. Jake will get DRS as well now. But it looks like Progema's picked up a little bit of speed. Doesn't look as slow as he was, but as I say that, Jake is really close now, and surely it's just a matter of him taking the candy from the baby. Jake goes for the inside line, and he is ahead. Going into turn 2. So Progema from 1st to 9th in less than 10 laps. So some sort of points for Jake then. Back up the front, it looks like Alros has got back past Zeno. So Zeno has lost his podium and is now coming under attack from Aurelian. Up front, Kieran looks like he's got a comfortable lead as we approach the last lap. Fury Knights not quite got the pace to challenge Kieran in these dry conditions. Aros now has a comfortable second lead over Zeno, so he's out the DRS now. So I believe Aurelian will probably get Zeno now into turn 2. We've got Thomas up in P6 now. Joel is 7th. Jake only less than a second behind Joel now. As we see yellow flags and his origin fin around turn 7. Aros setting the fastest lap of the race, so Aros showing some incredible pace, and Aurelian, as I've said, has got past Zeno. Aurelian only a second behind Aros. Sorry, no, he's a second behind now. As Vegeta has also now got past Progema, and all but one driver has got traffic collision penalty. So well done to Elite Risk. He may have lost his podium. Oh, what's happening here? He's going really slow. I think maybe he's trying to get lapped. To not do an extra lap. But probably good thinking there. If you don't want to do another lap. Is he going to wait? So in that case then, we will ride on board with Kieran. Looking for a second win in 3 races at the start of the calendar. And here we are then. Kieran comes across the line and takes the win. Fury Knights will cross the line in 2nd position. We'll have to see how penalties play out because everyone's got penalties. Fury Knights does cross the line in 2nd. Aros crosses the line in 3rd, but overtakes. Oh, look at that! The it's chopping and changing. So right now, we've got Aurelian who has taken 2nd position. Aros 3rd. Fury Knights misses out on his podium. Those penalties in quick succession has obviously come back to bite him. Thomas has finished in 5th now. Joel in 6th. Zeno down in 7th in the end. Jake keeping his 8th position. Progema able to hang on to a point and finishes 9th, so he will collect 2. Oh, dear me. So, oh, look at that. Fitzy across the line. A bit odd. So the last one to cross the line will be Origin Fin. We'll just have a nice relaxing time as we we'll watch Origin Fin around the last couple of corners. Just don't retire. There we go, across the line, and there we are. Race complete. So then, Who had Kieran for the win, eh? I'm sure a few of you did. But the game has Bashka as driver of the day. Interesting. A bit hard to choose one for myself, really. But solid drive from Kieran. Kept his nose out of trouble. And when the time came, we had a few laps to try, and he showed his true pace. So then, an interesting race after. As soon as it got dry, it got a bit interesting, of course. In the wet, it was very hard to overtake. So then, the race rundown then. Kieran takes his second win of the season. Aurelian takes second position. Aros takes the final podium place and will take the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Fury Light's fourth, losing out on the podiums to those penalties. Thomas, an impressive fifth position. Joel up there in sixth position. Zeno on his return, up into seventh. Jake with his wet setup in eighth. We've got Programmer in ninth. Vegeta getting a point on his 7GR debut. Bashka, who was the game's driver of the day, up in 11th. Kagorniak, 12th. Fizzy 13th. Origin 14th. We've got Elite Riskin, who was the last runner, in 15th. Shout out to Rain, who had a really good race today, but unfortunately just lost it in the conditions. And he is joined by Vaughan, Winnitz, Safe Master, and Fear Lucy in the DNF category. So a good race all round. A strong drive from Thomas, from Zeno, from Jake, all starting outside the top 10 and coming back in. Very good race from those guys. So then, enjoyed that. Make sure you join us tomorrow, because tomorrow we have Tier 2, and Tier 2 are also around Imola. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more shenanigans from the Tier 2 guys. Of course, we're back next week for the Russian Grand Prix in Tier 1. But of course, as I said, tomorrow, 8:30, join us for Tier 2. I hope to see you there. Goodbye.